Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you are all having a great morning. It is morning on my part of the world. Right, let's start with the live analysis for this morning. I want us to start with the US dollar JPY. Let's go to the website and look at US dollar JPY. Let's just go here. Okay, I'll have to open it again. Let's do this. Right, so let's open the website. Right, let's go to US dollar JPY. There's a trade setup I want us to look at on US dollar JPY as well as US dollar chief. Let's have a look. And the yen pairs. So let's first look at the 4-hour on US dollar yen. US dollar yen, we are looking for this to make a pullback in 3 waves. So remember the structure that we looked out for here, we were looking for this to go from here, but it went and made a double here with this complex expanding flat here. So we are now we've now made this move here. We've made 3-wave structures, a 3-wave structure here. This is 1, 2, 3. Now we've made a move down here. We've made this move already here. We are looking for this structure here. So I want us to take advantage of this move here to the downside. Okay, so that's what I want us to look at now. So that is the structure. It is a WXY corrective structure in that wave 2. So what I want us to look at here is this WXY. Then in the lower degree, we would have this as a B, C, that would be green degree. So let's use green here, A, B, and C here. Sorry guys, you can't see it clearly. It's a bit clustered there. We'll go to the chart on TradingView just now. Looks like we have completed our B now and we are looking for downside. Let's go there now. So this is what I'm looking at here now. You remember what the trigger is for us to take the trade. I want us to do it like this. Track this for the next couple of hours. So we'll be looking for this to go down onto the blue box as follows. So this 4-hour candle closing below the flag. We'll look for this to continue lower. Let's just fix this up here. Look for that to continue lower. Let's project the blue box, the new blue box based on the expanding flat. So we'll look for this to get into the blue box here at this level. So that's where we'll be looking at here. Just close that. So how are we going to take this? So we are going to look for a sell setup. We're going to look to enter on the close of the flag. I'm going to put the stop just at about 110.25, and we'll look to target this area. Okay, we're going to put in a modest target. The risk reward ratio is pretty good. So even if you do put it at, if you make it safer at, let's see here how far we can put this, safer at about 135, the trade should be okay. So keep an eye on that. So we are looking at that setup there. And then alert. So we want it to get to the blue box. Indicators are confirmed. Let's just mark the blue box there. So that is your setup, guys. That 4-hour candle closing below the flag. We are looking for this to come down onto the blue box. We're looking for this. Let's do it like this. Okay. Just 1 second, guys. I'm just going to pause a bit here. Okay, so that is our setup. We will look for this to come, this blue box here. I just want to share the link. TradingView doesn't want me to snap it up. Okay. So the indicator, as you can see, the 4 hour, this is a nice 4 hour setup. We are at the top. It has resetted at the top. We are about to drop below the 50% here as far as the RSI is concerned. So the only thing missing is the 4 hour candle closing below the low of the flag. That is the setup. It will be uploaded shortly on the website. So that's what we have there. US dollar chief, interestingly, also wants to do the same thing. That is the same similar setup on US dollar chief. You can choose whether you want to take US dollar yen or US dollar chief, because what we've seen here, indicators on US dollar chief are confirming a trade setup for downside. Okay. So we were looking for these to push up higher yesterday. So it looks like we're just going to have these 3 waves here back to this level. So again, you get a similar confirmation on US dollar chief. We are at the top here. We are about to drop below 50. So this is a 3 wave pullback here. 1, 2, 3. We will look for this to close below the flag. If you're taking this one, you can put this one up here and look to take this one to the downside. Okay, so that is a US dollar chief. Let's have a look at the Euro US dollar. Now, Euro US dollar, as indicated yesterday, we were currently in this wave 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. We looked for this to continue pushing up, pushing lower. So even with the FOMC minutes, just confirmed what we were still expecting for this to still continue to the downside. Okay, let's have a look here on the bigger structure to see where we are in terms of this flat correction, rather a zigzag that we are looking at. I'm going to switch everything off here. So guys, don't look at the labeling that I have here. So the correct labeling is what you would have on the website. This is a working chart, so this keeps changing. So 1, 2, 3, we are missing the blue box by a few pips here. We want the blue box at around, let's just check the level here. On the blue box is 116.22. That is at equal legs. So yesterday I gave you the detail of what we still expect in the lower degree, all the labeling within this. ABC corrective structure as follows: A, B, C, and so that is A, B, and an impulse here. So a diagonal, leading diagonal, a correction, and an impulse. Now we'll look for this to reverse around the blue box area as it is now. We don't have confirmation for upside yet, but we're still looking for more downside. Pound US dollar continues lower. It failed to confirm this trade to the upside. So we are looking at this structure here now on pound: 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down, still an expanding flat. Then we'll look for more upside. So that will be a flat correction there on pound. So let's just keep an eye on that. Right. So we may not get this reversal, guys. So this may be the top here. We may have hit the top here. And if we've hit the top, that means pound now will start giving us downside for a bigger move because of this. Remember why we're just looking for one more up there on pound. So looking at that as a wave 4. So if that does not happen, so this is what we have on pound, a 3 wave structure on the weekly. So what we are anticipating here is just to get one more up here. If this structure is invalidated, that means long-term downside for thousands of pips to the downside with this flat correction. Even though it does not move in a straight line, at least we should get back to the 50% before we get any strong reaction on pound US dollar. So let's just keep an eye on that. That's what we have on pound US dollar. Right. US dollar chief, we've just gone through the trade setup on that. Audi US dollar. So Audi US dollar, we are not getting any pullback here. So we're looking for this to give us a three-wave structure. We're looking for a three-wave structure here. Let's just take this one off here. 1, 2, 3, and continuation to the upside, just like pound US dollar. But as you can see here, this looks like we have started an impulse to the downside, and this now starting to look like an impulse as follows. So we're going to get something like this. So we'll leave that one for now. We'll wait for setups. New Zealand has also just reached the blue box area because we are looking for this structure. Will it still play out? Audi is starting to invalidate, but has not quite yet invalidated. So we'll still look for this to give us a three-wave structure here. And let's see if we're going to get at least a reaction. If we get a reaction, that means now it's all the way to the downside on New Zealand US dollar. Right, we've skipped US dollar CAD. Thanks for letting me know there. So US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD, we're looking for a reaction there in the blue box that has been invalidated. Let's look in the lower degree. So this is still looking pretty impulsive on the weekly. So what we were looking for was for this to give us to come up here and give us one more down, looking at this as a wave 4. So that move can still be possible, but looking at how impulsive this is does not look likely. So let's look in the 4 hours so we can see what the next move is going to be here. Let's look on the 4 hour. 4 hour continues to push to the upside. So we initially were looking for this. So while we were here, we focused the move from here to here. So we got the move here, we got this one up to here. When it made a pullback here, we're still expecting continuation to the downside. And when it did this, we're still expecting this to give us a three-wave structure. So that structure has been invalidated, as you can see. So we'll look for a new setup there. So it means what we are seeing here is that we've got a move up here, we've got a pullback, we're getting another move here in 3, where that could at least take the 128 here. So let's see what happens at the 128. But if you look at this move here, it looks like the wave 3 here now, and this looks like we're going to get an impulsive move, and I do not think that we're going to get one more down here. I think it's just going to go straight from here. So let's watch when we get to this level. So we can only get involved after the break of this high here and the new setup at that level. As it is now, you cannot just take it there, because you can take it and then it just reverses there. That is the 4 hour on US dollar CAD. Right, so we've gone through all the US dollar pairs. US dollar ZAR showing a lot of weakness there. That's normal, because this is correlated to US dollar CAD. Nothing surprising there. So at this point, I was expecting this to give us a pullback and then upside, but it just went straight up. That's fine. Any pullback on US dollar ZAR, we are still going to see 16,000. Rather 16 on 16 South African rand to the dollar. So that is US dollar ZAR. Pound yen. So pound yen, yesterday we looked at this structure here, that it will consolidate at current levels and make a move to the downside. So that is still the view on pound yen. We still expect it to continue to the downside. So we've got the correction that we were looking for yesterday. So this is the correction. We made a move to the upside here. We're now looking downside here on pound yen. All right. So this now, this on the 4 hour, the 4 hour candle. This should have actually confirmed on the 1 hour last night when I was looking at it. So the confirmation, the trade was here yesterday. Actually looked at this one. As much as this one was impulsive, when you look in the lower degree, on the indicator, it was showing us downside. So let's have a look at that. It is hindsight for if you've caught this one. Well done, but we didn't post this one up here because it looked pretty impulsive, but when you look at the indicator, it was telling us that we're going to make a move to the downside. So we made a move to the downside. We made a setup here on the 1 hour. So this is at the top here, now dropping below, now it's only dropping below 50 now. So it would have been worthy of a trade at this level, because now if you're taking it here now, your stop loss still needs to be just above this flag. You can make a decision whether you can handle this, but I would prefer you don't take it now at this level. But we're still going to continue to the downside there. US dollar yen, let's just go down to the 1 hour. I just want to repeat this one here just to check how we are doing on this one here. So just keep tracking that one, that 4-hour candle. Let us take this trade, guys. Let us take this trade as soon as the 4-hour candle closes. But if it closes inside the boundary of the flag, do not take it. So if it closes here, let's all take the trade. Let's share the results if this plays out. So we'll discuss this one tomorrow. Let's see how this one plays out. So this is a bit, why did I put the stop loss as 26? I was supposed to put it at 35, okay? Okay, so let's take this trade, guys. Let's take it when it confirms. Remember, this is 2% risk. Take 2% risk. Don't take anything more than 2%. Let's watch how this plays out. Euro yen. Euro yen also, we were looking for a bounce back to this level. That did not happen. So that means because it's happening here, as we discussed, that means we are going to see more downside. As you can see here, so Euro yen, we're going to see more downside there. Okay, so that's Euro yen, Chief yen. Chief yen has not started as yet, so this one can be worthy of a trade. It should follow the rest of the yen pair, pairs to the downside. So we will see this one coming down here. So stop loss here on this one, if you're taking it, should be at 120.26. So Chief yen is a good setup for more downside. Let's look at the 1 hour, see if there's a setup on the 1 hour. Maybe you'd want to take it on the 1 hour. So there is a setup on the 1 hour. So this 1 hour candle, you can put your stop nice and tight at just to be safe, put it at 120.15. Put it at 120.15 and look for downside. Should follow the rest of the yen pairs to the downside. Setup, downside. Okay. So that is what we are looking at on Chief yen. CAD yen has been on the down. So it is continuing to the downside, CAD yen. So look for continuation to the downside. So this is what we looked at yesterday, made a 3-wave pullback, gave another entry this morning, more downside on CAD yen. Right. New Zealand. Same, but no setup there on New Zealand on the 1 hour. Prefer setups on the 4 hour. CAD yen was gave a proper opportunity. Right, and then we've got Audi yen. Since the break below this structure has been on a bearish move. So this was a setup on the 1 hour yesterday, actually on the 4 hour yesterday. So that's why we see that big move to the downside. Still bearish. Gold. So 4 hour on gold, I will not be surprised if we start seeing gold push up higher from here, looking at US dollar yen downside. So this is usually inversely correlated to US dollar yen. So we should see this one make a move to the upside. We are resetting here. We are resetting there. So we should see a bit of upside on gold, although not such a strong move. So we may just be making 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 before we make a pullback on gold. Silver. So silver is not showing us, so silver is below 50 here. So that move on gold will be interesting to see if we're going to get this on silver, even if to just come and take here. So let's stay away from gold and silver for now. Not clear, it's in the middle of nowhere. All right, so now this is platinum. Platinum is making what looks like a 3-wave structure. We may get a bounce here at this level for a continuation to the downside. Go back to my yellow color. Brent crude doing what it's supposed to do with a bigger structure being this. Let's look at the daily. Brent crude 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down. This is what we expected. So it is coming around the blue box area. Let's see if we're going to get a reaction in the blue box. So far, we don't have any sign of a reversal, but we just want to get that one to the blue box. CAD, pound CAD. So pound CAD on the daily, right? So this has made a flat correction here. So as we're expecting this one to make a move to the upside here, but we had quite a deeper correction yesterday. Let's have a look at this. So this was quite deep here, but it's still a valid move. 1, 2, 3 up, flat correction, 1, 2, 3 up. So expect this to get to this level. Started with the pulsing move. This is a whole corrective structure, downside. We'll expect downside there and then continuation to the upside. So essentially the structure that we have here is this A, B, C corrective structure. So we are currently here, we're looking for this to get to about 176. Any setups to the upside should be kept around this level. Pound Audi continues higher after making this three-wave pullback that we saw with the RBA interest rate last week. So now we are now pushing to the upside. Euro Audi, I want to go to Euro Audi, which was our trade of the week. We got the trade set up there. Trade of the week from here has now moved over 400 pips from here. Euro CAD, now let's go back to New Zealand. So obviously New Zealand and pound New Zealand and Euro New Zealand will be correlated. Euro New Zealand was our trade setup. So we've got this one as a three-way structure here. Now looking for more upside. Sunday, this is how we looked at the structure: 3 down, 3 up, and 3 here, running flat and looking for more upside. Now going to Euro New Zealand, this was the trade setup before the news event, before the RBNZ interest rate announcement. Now this is what we've got here on Euro New Zealand. Expect continuation to the upside. Right, now we look at, let's look at pound chief. Pound chief, just a pullback. Remember, the structure is still this. This is still playing out this structure here. We're still looking for more downside there. So all the chief pairs should be looking downside. So pound chief, this was just in the indicator. Look at this here, top below 50. There was just no way this was going to make any move anywhere other than downside. Right, so that is pound chief, downside. Isn't it interesting that pound chief is looking downside while the rest are pushing up? Similarly, pound chief and euro chief will push to the downside. Euro chief, we all know, I've been singing the same song for the longest time, that we do not buy euro chief. All we do whenever we get a pullback, we just sell euro chief. Long-term downside, like a monthly structure on the euro, is downside. I'll show it again next time we have an analysis, just to see why we keep selling euro chief. All right. Audi New Zealand. Audi New Zealand should also see downside here, even if that only just get to this level and then continue to the downside. Then we would have had a three-wave pullback. Remember, the target on this is still 1.02. Audi CAD. Interesting how Audi CAD is pushing lower while US dollar CAD is pushing to the upside. So that is what correlation is all about. It's about correlation strength at a period. So we've got this one here. We're expecting this one to at least make a bounce at this structural level. If that bounces to around this level, that will be a trade for downside. So let's just watch that. No new trade set up there. Okay, Audi chief. As you can see, all the chief pairs are continuing with the weakness. So that means the chief is showing strength. New Zealand CAD. We'll continue to the downside here. We've made this three-wave structure, but it looks like this is not done as yet. We can still make a move to the downside. New Zealand chief, obviously chief on it should continue to the downside. CAD chief should continue to the downside here after this continuation pattern as well. So we're expecting more downside. Right, the indices starting to get a pullback. 4 hours starting to dip below 50. So let's see if we're going to get a deeper one. Let's just wait for more data here on the indices. Dow Jones Industrial starting to get a pullback. Similarly, the NASDAQ, we're only just starting to get the pullback. So the NASDAQ, however, we expected this to give us this and continue to the upside, but let's watch. Let's see what data we get on that. UK 100. We were only looking for a pullback here. Looks like this is going to be a move to the downside. Let's stay away from this one. So they need to be updated. We need to update the structures. The DAX, this is a three-wave structure for now. So let's see here. We have resetted here. We adjusted the 50%. So we want to see what we're going to get, whether we're going to get this only as a correction and continuation to the upside. Let's wait for more data. Do not get into those. Nifty, we were waiting for the Nifty to get around this level. We've been calling for that downside since we've been here. So we're looking for the Nifty to drop a little bit lower so before we get any move to the upside. Nifty consolidating, should still see more upside there. Okay, so that is the Nifty. Let's go to the cryptocurrencies. So the cryptocurrencies, so we are still in those pullbacks from last week. So let's see how deep this is going to be, whether this makes a double and then upside. We're still expecting more upside here on Bitcoin. So we are still here on the RSI on the 4 hour, just below 50, but we have resetted here. And this is coming down pretty correctively. Let's watch this. We could come back here. This structure could be this. Could be this expanding flat here. So let's just watch and get a little bit more data on that one. So sit on your hands a bit here if you are trading short term. Right, so that is Bitcoin. So we could be getting a similar structure to this one. That's what we're expecting here. That's what we're expecting around those levels. Ethereum also pulling back in a similar fashion. So Ethereum could even be an expanding flat like this. So far it's a running flat, a break below here will make it an expanding flat and we'll look for more upside. So let's wait for those pullbacks and see how they are playing out. Litecoin move down here, should get a pullback sometime. So we'll be expecting pullbacks like that. XRP, it's a strong move to the downside. Move here, we could get here a structure like this on XRP, a move like this. So we need to see a deeper correction all around. So they've been on an uptrend since the beginning of July. So let's see how this is going to play out. Dogecoin consolidating around 30,000. This is also a three-wave pullback here. 1, 2, 3. This looks like a three-wave structure here. 3. Can make a move here, we can get here. So all we want here is consolidation. So the consolidation means buying and selling around those levels. Accumulation, after then you expect the breakout. So we need to give this a bit more data. So let's wait for this to play out. That is Dogecoin ADA. Interesting that ADA keeps pushing higher while the others are pulling back. 1, 2, 3. It's a pullback here. Any corrective structure here on ADA, we'll see ADA push higher. Okay, so there is an introduction of smart contracts and an official announcement on ADA will be made in September regarding the introduction of smart contracts on the ADA blockchain. So that's why you see this move here. So the move is all about the speculation, but we know that we trade technically. So it will be interesting what happens when the official announcement is made in September as far as ADA is concerned. So it's a nice three-wave pullback here, ABC, a pulsing move here, a correction here. We should still see ADA push higher. We can even get a structure like this, which is even better. If we get this here, let's take this off on ADA. If we get this as a three-wave structure, comes and retests this high here, pulls back here and we get a trade around this level, that will be a very nice structure here on ADA when we look to take it higher. Is $3 on ADA within reach? Very likely. So let's watch that. It's the only altcoin that is pushing up higher while the others are now pulling back. But otherwise on the crypto market, we are still overall bullish. Right, let's look at Link. Just looking at Link, but you will be seeing the same thing. All of them are making pullbacks. We should see pullbacks here, whether they make three-way structures. We'll expect this to still make a move to the upside. And looking at Wink, let's just place this one here. Okay, looking at Wink, similar structure here is 3 waves here. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a consolidation here before we push to the upside. It's a 3-wave move on Link. We'll expect upside pretty soon. That's all I have for you this week, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning. Great news, guys. Sandile is out of the hospital. He's now recuperating at home. So hopefully everything is well and he recovers 100%. I know everyone misses him. So I've been sending my regards and thank you for your well wishes. He is now back at home. Cheers, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, William. I appreciate it.